Hello everyone, in this video we're going to be talking about the 3-month review with the Mercedes-AMG GTS. And I'm going to tell you right away, before I bought this car, I didn't even know about the Mercedes-AMG. As a matter of fact, the first time I ever saw a Mercedes-AMG or ever noticed one was this one. This one was sitting in a shop and I was just like, OMG, this thing is beautiful. What is it? I want to learn more. So I went home and I started to do a bunch of research. And this car has a lot of background. I've always heard the word AMG. You know, you see a bunch of cars that are like AMG C-Class or E-Class or E46. You know, all these, I'm getting BMW mixed up. But you know what I'm talking about. There's all types of AMGs out there. But the name of this car is actually AMG. This is the AMG, which makes it really cool because this was the flagship for Mercedes when it came to sports cars. And I like Mercedes. If you've ever driven one, then you know what I'm talking about. Germans know how to make a luxury car. And yeah, there's a lot of intricacies and a lot of unnecessary technology, but you also kind of get used to it. I've gotten used to a lot of the technology that this car has. A good example is I was driving home in comfort mode and I let go of the gas downhill and it showed this little sailboat, and it meant it was cruising. It literally acted as if it was a manual car and it put itself in neutral, and I was just cruising downhill. And then when I started driving again, it switched itself up, which was pretty cool. I haven't had that experience with a dual clutch or automatic transmission. So having this car has been so far a roller coaster of an adventure. When I got the car, I fixed the coolant thing. I had to get new tires. And in here recently, I got attacked by a hailstorm and the windshield needs to be replaced. That's gonna happen here in the next few days or next week or something like that, which is crazy. And I do have to give a shout out to Haggerty. They are the insurance company that I have. And to be honest with you, they came through. So that's all I'm going to say, is that they're a good insurance company, and I definitely am happy that I had them. I have a few little dents that I need to fix, nothing major, which I got really lucky because a lot of the cars in town, they got beat up a lot more. But I could tell you that the driving experience in this car is so unique than anything I've ever experienced, and I've driven a lot. And the closest that I could tell you, it's kind of like a extremely refined Corvette. Now I've driven the C5, C6, C7, C8. I've driven them all, and this is just you mix Mercedes with the muscle car, and that's what you get. The V8 is super responsive, and the transmission is really good, but the handling is just out of this world. And it makes sense though, because if you think about the highest level of racing, Formula One, this was the era this car came out when Mercedes was doing incredible. I think besides 2016, they won both the Construction Cup and the Drivers' Championship. So they had so much money, they had so much technology. This car pretty much derived from one of the greatest racing eras for Mercedes, which is awesome. Now, what are some cons about this car? Well, to be honest with you, I've done a lot of work. I've replaced some rear control arms because of squeak. You know, I've chased down a few things. I replaced the air filter, and that was overly hard, very, very hard, which shouldn't be that hard. But most of it is because the car is small and you have to get your hand in there, and I was sore for a few days. But parts are expensive if you need to get something. And it kind of was a little shocking. Really, I was hoping that there would be a break because they're a little more mass produced, but they're not. The parts are expensive. Another thing too is, I would say, okay, there's not a lot of cons. I love this car. I absolutely love this car. And what I love about it too is, maybe it's the color is Solarbeam Yellow, but it gets so much attention. It gets an immense amount of attention. And I love it because I like that. Now, another thing I like about it is the accessibility. This car new was almost $200,000. It was $176,000 or something like that. And you could pick these up anywhere from $65 to $85. Now, there's a couple of things you need to watch out for. I made a video about that. but really, I love this car. Like, I really do. A couple things I plan to do is I want an exhaust. I want to open up this V8. Now, you can modify this car, which is super cool. As a matter of fact, you could put downpipes on the turbos, and from what I hear, it's pretty straightforward. So, I mean, just doing something like that, you're getting a lot of power. The sound is crazy. These cars, when they have an exhaust, they sound absolutely insane. Like, the V8 is just insane. So that's kind of what I plan to do. I plan to really just open up the exhaust and just enjoy it. But so far, 3 months have gone by and I love it. Again, a little bit of a roller coaster with all the repairs, but every time I drive it, every time I get the attention, every time, you know, I hear the V8 whenever the valves are open, because they're not open all the time, you know, that just makes me super happy. And then when I look at the car, it's just striking, a work of art in my opinion. Elise, Michael, and a big old team put together this website, carsoundcheck.com, and this is where you could order a custom car report. Let me give you guys an example. We investigate the VIN, we get service records. But not only that, we take your specific vehicle and we look for the actual real common issues. So at the end of the day, when you buy our car sound check guide, you essentially go and save money because you become the OG. You learn everything you need to learn to be able to inspect the car the best way you can. Check us out at carsoundcheck.com.